Mr. Espaillat.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Secretary Duffy, for being here. I also want to thank the family, the Lilly family, for being here. Our prayers and our hearts go out to you and the memory of your son. That tragic accident in Reagan Airport. I myself was on a plane with four of my other colleagues that witnessed the wing being clipped by another flight as we stood in the runway at the airport. So air traffic safety is critical. My district, which has Harlem, East Harlem, Washington Heights, and the Northwest Bronx, stands sort of like in the center of LaGuardia, Newark, Teterboro, Westchester, and even JFK. So all of that air traffic flies right above my district. And Secretary, recently, staffing delays and system malfunctions at New York Airport have caused, obviously, significant delays and safety concerns. To adequately address this issue and general air traffic control modernization initiatives, industry experts believe that at minimum, we need to invest $30 billion. Now, we've seen the president's discretionary skinny budget called for $18 billion. Now, you yourself had explained the archaic condition of equipment. Newark is going through a runway reconstruction. The system, the operation was moved to Philadelphia. That's going to require additional dollars. And of course, we need to train air traffic controllers, and that's not going to be able to be done in it overnight. So if the experts are saying that we need $30 billion, how do you expect to do all of this with the proposed skinny budget, $18 billion?
Thank you for that question. So as we go through the budget process, we're going to have a conversation because I think this is very special, what we need to do here. And I would hope that we could have that conversation before October 1st.
So you recognize that the skinny budget falls short of what we need to be to.
Well, so the skinny budget isn't the ask that I'm going to have of all of you to rebuild this whole system. By the way, we had 55 different groups, unions, industry, airlines. They don't sit on the same side of the table. They all came together and said, "This is an American moment." And so, yeah, it's not in the skinny budget. I'm going to need you all to take this up as a special priority.
This is not a cheap endeavor. If you're saying that there's radars that are from the 70s and 80s, that you have copper lines, and that you have, of course, the major task of training air traffic controllers at the level that we need to ensure that there's safety. We're going to have deep pockets for this, but we're not hearing that from the White House. Their fiscal commitment has not been shown to be there. Their skinny budget is at $18 billion, and that compromises, if we were to stay at that level, it would compromise the safety of Americans. And so I would hope and look forward to working with you in making sure that we come up with a real ask that will lead to that kind of improvement. Now, on another end,
Congressman, like I say, you guys all spent $1.2 trillion, and this was known problem, and virtually none of it went to go towards this infrastructure. And so the president has talked about this. I talked to him this morning he called me from Saudi Arabia. He cares about this, but yeah, you're right, it's not here. We're going to have another conversation about how we do it.
I'm glad you acknowledged that the skinny budget falls short, and I'm glad you brought up the infrastructure bill, because my next question is, localities across the nation are expecting federal transit grants to complete capital projects. Can you confirm for the record that you will honor the department's existing full funding grant agreements? I mean, people across the country are waiting for these agreements to be honored.
Yeah. So there's been a couple of grant agreements that I'm not going to honor. Right. There's some with some studies that we're going to do in certain universities that I don't think that they provide good use of the federal taxpayer. But I can't, I haven't come across a slew of issues that I wouldn't fund. Again, I might not fully agree with them, but the last administration announced them and you expect them. And by and large, these are all going to get grant agreements. But just so you know, there is this massive backlog. I wish it would have been done before I got there, but I'm going to work with the whole Congress.
I mean, in many ways, this is like, I'm a baseball fan, so you can sit on the stands in the legend seats and say that hitter, that batter should have hit the ball to left field and moved the runner to second base. But when you stand there at the plate, Secretary, you see that the ball is coming at you 100 miles an hour, and it turns the size of an aspirin. You got to hit it. You're at the plate.
Oh, I know I'm at the plate.
Okay, well,
But what I just don't want to see is you try to say that in 100 days these issues came my way. Let's not say that. We're getting through them. I was left 3,200. So recognize that, and then go, good for you. You already got almost 10 billion out the door, and you've done almost over 400 of them. Good speed, go faster. But try to blame it like I'm trying to hold things up or freeze things is not accurate. So let's not do that.
I look forward to working with you. Thank you.